welcome to another video. I am Debbie with the Crafty Diamond. Today I have a little different of a video. I have several of my subscribers that have asked if I would show some of my cards that I make, and so that's what I'm going to do today. And then next Sunday I am going to have a video that's going to have my memory planner as well as my Bible journaling. I didn't want to put all of that together. So if you're not interested in cards, I totally get it. This isn't going to be a change from diamond painting to card making, but just wanted to show you what I have done. Some of these I do have in bags. So this one is just a simple hello. It's in this cellophane bag because it's ready to go for Cards for Soldiers, and they do require that we have it in a cellophane bag. So I'm just going to keep it in here. I don't see a problem. I don't see any glare or anything. So it should be okay on your end as well. This one just simply says best wishes. And with this one, I did emboss on one of the layers, and then I stamped, and then it just says best wishes here. This one was a lot of fun. It just says love. I do have some elements on here. I have some tags that I put on, and then I also have some little bit of a tassel here that I used. This one is one of my favorites. I did copy this from somebody else, but I really do like it. It's just a little bird, and it was very simple to do. It's on 2 layers, and then it does have a banner here, and then I did watercolor the bird, just use the same color, and then just put a couple of flowers on here that I made. This one I made 60 of these. This is for one of my church cards that I did. And this says, when I am strong, when I am weak, he is strong. And then when I open it, I just have a butterfly. And then my church will go through, there's another small group that will add something to whoever they're sending it to, because I don't know where these cards are going. We just make them. And what I did with this one is I had some note cards that were given to me, and it just had this little purse on here. It looks like it is glittered, but it's not. There's no glitter there, and that's all that it had on there. So I took the note cards apart. I just went ahead and cut the bottom part of the card and just had the front of the card, and then I just added these 2 little elements here and then stamped, and then I was done with the card and just put the card together. So that's why I was able to make so many at one time. Then I have another one that's very simple, but it just says prayers. And I was able to make several of these because I had a paper pack and just cut them all the same size, and I was able to mass produce, and I just stamped prayers on here. I do have a stamp that says prayers. The inside on this one, I need to include a white background so they'll be able to write on it. This was one that I started on last year for Christmas. Didn't really like it, but I made a bunch of these, and so I'm sending these for Cards for Soldiers. And this one is called a book binding flap, and you just open it. I'll put white in here as well, and then stamp something that's Christmassy. But I'm going to send a bunch of those to Cards for Soldiers once I finish them. This one was very simple. It is just hello, and I really liked this because I just used some spray ink that I had and just sprayed it on, and then just kind of dotted some of the red around, and then I just stamped hello, used a die cut, and then put that on there, and then also had a bunch of flowers that I fussy cutted and put those on the outside just to give it some dimension. And that'll go for Cards for Soldiers. Here is another one that is Cards for Soldiers. This was another very easy one. A lot of mine, I like to just let the paper do all the work, so I don't have to have much of a design. But I will open this one because this one's a little different. It's one of my favorite folds that I do. Very easy. Just take it out of there. and move the envelope. So with this one, it doesn't open like a normal card. It actually opens this way, like this. And so it's just a little bit of space. It's enough space for them to write a message. And then if not, they can put something in there with another note card or another piece of paper. This is going to go for cards for soldiers, but I really like how this is done. It's just a regular size card, but then you just make this flap, glue it down, and then that's what your card's going to look like. With cards for soldiers, they do require that we have envelopes. So I just put the envelope on the back like this, and then I just put it in one of these cellophane wrappers here that I get these in the thousands. I think it's 1,000 count from Amazon, not very expensive. And then I just stick it back in here and seal it, and I'm good to go for cards for soldiers. And then I have this one. This was really easy to do. It was a lot of fun. It was some masking that I did for the top here, and this will definitely go to cards for soldiers. This one that I really do like, it says just a note. This is the one that I made for my card swap with Scrapbook Expo, and it is a hat. And what you can do with this one, it has a fold that I had to crease. You just bend it here, and you can make it into a trifold card, and you can sit it up that way. It says just a note, and the bottom says to the guy that wears many hats. And I have a black and a white hat here. I wanted a black and white hat because it matched the black and white polka dots, and it also matched the black there. So that way my card is cohesive. And I could have added some rhinestones or something on the top, but I had to make 21 of these and just decided, no, if someone wants to do that, they can. But I don't know if you can see it, but that's how you had to make the fold when you were actually making the card before you put it together. But that was the one that I did. Really enjoyed that. That will definitely go to cards for soldiers, and that could even go to church because it just says just a note, and we need more masculine cards for our church. This one was very easy to do. Again, I let the paper do its job. I have a map here, a paper map, and then I also just had an old steamship here, so I just stamped it. Didn't have to color it, didn't have to do anything, and then also put anchors on both ends, and didn't even bother to put any rhinestones or anything. And I like how this turned out. And then on the inside of this one, I don't know if I've done anything to the inside yet. This does say happy birthday. I could have left this blank, or I could have put happy birthday on the outside, which is what I normally do if I send it to cards for soldiers, so they'll know what it's for. But I try to put a happy birthday here. I didn't like how it looked. It looked too busy to me, so I just put it inside. And when I send this to cards for soldiers, I will just put a note on the outside of the cellophane saying this is a birthday card in case they don't open it. Here's another one that was a lot of fun that I got to use my inks with. I do have a stamp. This looks like that it was sprayed on there, but I have a stamp that looks kind of like a blob like this, and I just put the stamp down, and then I just put a butterfly here, and I do need to put this onto a card base. I was letting these dry, but very easy. This could be a masculine card, or it could be a feminine card. Either way, I am going to put a sentiment up here. Hadn't decided on the sentiment yet, so that's why I've kind of left it. The next one that I have, this is a church card. I typically do not color on my cards, but for this one, this actually was no cards. And it says, it has Proverbs 31:10 on it. It says, you are worth far more than rubies. And so I colored this in, and you can't see it on here very well, but I did put some shiny gloss on here so it stands out, and it stands out just looking at the card, but if you're looking at it, you really can't see it. and then on the inside it is blank. And I don't know, I really do not need this one in an actual cellophane bag because I don't do that for church. And this one says, just for you. I had this cute little stamp, didn't know what to do with it. And so I thought this would be really cute for a birthday, or it would be just for anything. This will go to Cards for Soldiers. I just put 3 daisies down here. I put rhinestones in the center. And then I did go ahead and with the square here, I just went ahead and had a black background or a black layer that I put on there, and just a little bit of the coloring here. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but which is just for you. I used the same color there as I did on the dogs. And then I also just attached at the top here just some little bit of, this was some string. This one is going to be a church card. A lot of my cards I do make a little bit smaller because I have already the cards that are this size, and I can get them from a discount warehouse. My friend gets them when she goes to Ohio. So we usually use cards a little bit smaller than a typical A2 card, but they work perfect in an A2 envelope. This says, may God be with you and comfort you. And this will definitely be a church card. The inside again is completely blank. So that is where our other small team takes over once I drop my cards off. And then they will decide what cards that they want to use and to send to certain people. And again, a lot of my paper just takes the front center on the card, so I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't spend a lot of time making them when I have to batch make cards for church, because, you know, I mean, I'm not in a hurry, but I want to make a bunch of them at one time. And if I had to make something like this, it would take longer. I do some of these, but I don't make a bunch at one time. This one was really easy. I have a punch that I punched everything out, and then I also punched out these flowers. And I also have a Cricut, which is a paper, it's like a paper cutter, I guess, is the best way to say it. But you can get different dies on there, and you can cut, it will cut for you. And so a lot of mine, I will just have Cricut do the work, and then all I have to do is adhere it. So those are several cards that I have. I am going to be boxing all of these up and sending. The ones for church I am dropping off on Tuesday because they're starting to get a little low. We kind of took a break with my small group. I am the leader of our small group at church for card making, and it's called Compassion for Christ. And so we have kind of taken a break, and all of us have. And now we're gearing back up in a couple of weeks, and we will start making cards again. So if I have any more and you guys would like to see it, I'll be gearing up for Cards for Soldiers, because now they're going to start accepting for January and February special holidays. It's getting close to the point of being too late to send Christmas to them, but they will still take them, and then they will just put them in bins and hold them if it's too late to send. So I do that sometimes just to have a break to make different kinds of cards, but I'm going to be making some birthday cards for them as well. If anyone is interested in the Cards for Soldiers program, if you like to make cards, or perhaps you just want to send a box to them, when I send my cards, if I have space in my boxes that I send, I will add some candy, like hard candies, nothing that's going to melt, because these do go to, basically, they're overseas, they go to the desert, and so the candy will melt before it gets there. So I do have like the hard candy, Jolly Ranchers. They like Lifesavers. They love to get pens, writing pens, different things that they can't get overseas, usually at their commissary. And I do also send some stamps. So if you're interested in any of that, if you'd like to send cards, if you have cards laying around, or if you like to make cards and you have no one to send them to like I did, And that's how I got started with cards for soldiers, and then it progressed over into the church. I hope that you enjoyed this different video coming from me, and let me know what you think in the comments below. And let me know if you're a card maker as well, or if you'd like to learn how to make cards. They're very easy and they are a lot of fun. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.